Greg, Virginia, you're on the Wilkow Majority. Hello.
Greg, Wilkow, I got to tell you, I got to call you on the horse crap you're spewing about the vast majority of the people that occupy Wall Street.
Okay, I was down there.
I got a number of
I was
friends
down there.
and you're generalizing that all they're doing is out there screaming, "We want stuff for free," which is 100%.
I never said that's what they're screaming. I said the general note of the speeches that I heard, the mic check, and the repeating, and the signs that I read, the literature that I took, the people that I spoke to, they think that health care should be given to them, that tuition and an education should be given to them, that a job should be made ready for them when they graduate, that they don't have any obligation on their own to go out and bust their rear ends like everybody else. Case in point, they're laying around on their lazy asses doing what they're doing in that park.
Just like a bunch of teabaggers sitting on Capitol Hill.
No. Sir, no. Nobody camped out during... Hold on a second, Greg. Nobody camped out during the Tea Party. They cleaned up after themselves. They were respectful of law enforcement, and they got the permits.
I was here. I saw all kinds of crap.
Where? Tell me, because I spoke at every single New York...
Down on the mall. I live right outside of D.C.
Are you talking about the original 912? The original 912? Because I was there.
Yeah, the original 912.
What happened at the original 912, sir? You tell me, because I walked the walk and I talked the talk. Go ahead.
There was crap all over.
No, there wasn't. Really, even the Washington Post, there was not one arrest, sir. Hold on. There was not one arrest. There was not one citation for littering. There was not one citation for public disturbances or drunken behavior. Not one, sir. Not one.
I don't believe that.
I don't care if you don't believe it. You can check with the D.C. Police Department.
But what you're doing around these Occupy Wall Street, you're saying, yes, they want health care for free. And I believe health care should be a right. I believe 47 million people in this country should not be.
Okay, so let's get to that point. What is the origin of debt? Do you just have the right to walk into a doctor's office and say, well, I want this for free?
Do you have the right to walk into an ER and get service right now?
That's not health care long term. Okay, if you have an emergency, hold on a second, Greg, this is not one of these how do we feel rallies, okay? This is a dialogue. I'm actually going to talk back. When you walk into an emergency room, you're supposed to be there for an emergency. You got a bottle bashed over your head, you got hit by a bus, somebody stabbed you. Okay.
Or maybe you have a tumor that's gotten so big because you
can't afford forget the emotional argument, sir. Forget the emotional argument. You tell me it is emotional. You tell me where I'm indebted to you or anybody else for the purpose of their health care. And I want you to use it in the frame of the Constitution because it's the federal government that's now imposing this law on us. Stop telling me about the lack of justice.
Okay. The federal government right is to protect citizens. Right?
No, tell me where it says. I want you to use the Constitution as a basis, not what you heard it says. I want you to actually use the Constitution.
Well, I mean, it's got to follow in the General Welfare Clause.
No, the General Welfare Clause is defined. No, sir, you're wrong. Do you want me to read it to you? I have it right here in my hand. I have it right here in my hand.
Please educate me, all-knowing Wilkow.
It's not all-knowing Wilkow, Greg. Maybe if you weren't such an overindulged, spoiled little turd, you'd understand that there's a thing called the Constitution, and it has words. Okay? Now listen very carefully. The Congress shall have the power to lay and collect taxes, duties, imposts, and excises, to pay the debts and provide for the common defense and general welfare of the United States, but all duties, imposts, and excises shall be uniform throughout the United States. Then comes the foregoing 18 enumerated powers. Those are the 18 things the federal government is allowed to do under the guise of common defense and general welfare. Nowhere in the 18 enumerated powers does it give the federal government the power to take resources from one person and redistribute them for any reason to another person. And the 10th Amendment provides that power to the state if that's what you want.
So legislation requires that the ER give health care.
It doesn't, again, is it the ER? Emergency room. Emergency.
Right.
A tumor's not an emergency.
It's logic here. I just want to understand your logic. You rather pay 10X.
It doesn't. No, sir, you're missing the point. The federal government is not empowered here. Greg, the federal government is not empowered. The federal government's blueprint and guidelines, the law of the land, is the Constitution. Okay? Nothing else. The law of the land is the Constitution. Where does the government empower itself under the limits placed upon it by the Constitution to do what you say? You tell me where.
Is it general welfare clause?
No, you've missed. No, you've never read the Constitution. Then tell me you've never. You've read it?
Yes.
Okay. When did you read the 18 enumerated powers?
My question to you.
No. Did you read the 18 enumerated powers, Greg? Did you read the 18 enumerated powers?
I do not have it right in front of me right now, and it is not memorized.
I didn't ask you to memorize it. The fact of the matter is there are 18 enumerated powers. Anything else has to be given to government by amendment. That's 2/3 of the House, 2/3 of the Senate, 3/4 of the states. If you don't have that, if you don't have an amendment, you don't have the power.
FDA, Food and Drug Administration.
Yeah, tell me where that exists.
So we should do away with it.
Again, states. Again, private sector. The federal.
So that should be a private sector.
So Greg, what you're saying is, if
EPA,
hold on a second, that's right, by state or private sector. That's right, that's right, sir. Yes.
Or the states.
Greg, if the police just broke into your house and started going through your sock drawer, would you have a problem with it?
Yes.
Why? There's no limits on the power of the government. You just said it yourself.
No.
You don't. No, you don't get to limit the power of the government when you like it, sir.
Nothing to do with protection of the people.
That's not in the Constitution. It's not there. You are conjuring things up, sir. You are conjuring. Okay. See, you proved the point. You have no idea what you're talking about.
Is it in the Constitution?
No, it's not. I just said that. It's not in the Constitution, sir. It's not in the Constitution. You need to understand that because the federal government isn't empowered to do something doesn't mean it won't or can't be done. Are you so open-minded that the only... Okay. You don't know what you're talking about. That's the problem.
Can you answer the question?
I said it's not constitutional. Okay, goodbye. You're a waste of my time. You have no idea what you're talking about, but you keep yapping as if you keep saying the same thing over and over again that it's going to change things. 1-866-95-PATRIOT.